atmosphere this weekend.
And I'm loving it, and it's great competition here.
I feel like everybody's super friendly compared to like the other events, and yeah, everybody's been super amazing and had so much laughs.
It's actually my birthday, and I got two of my boys here and my grandson here playing with me.
The boys are good, bags are good. Are you the best player in town, or you got buddies that think they're better than you?
Well, I hope I am, but I don't know.
ACO family.
And ACO has some of the best players in the world, and if you want to become one of those, you have to beat some of those players. So that's why I love playing in ACO.
Still trying to live it up live in America.
HA Sports with none other than ACO's King of Cornhole, Gary Ferguson.
I'm from Tennessee, right outside Nashville, baby.
Nice, nice. Now, why do you play the ACO, Gary?
Love it. Look at this. The family, the friendship, the fun, meeting people from all over the country. I met some great people here in Texas, people, great people. It's great. That's why.
Full of surprises, camo pants with that Air Johns. I'm so catch me in the South Live rolling in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here in Grand Prairie, Texas at the ACO Dallas Major, and I've got none other than in front of me the women's champion here. She's a lifetime member, Josephina Ernsberger. Josephina, where are you from?
I am from Montpelier, Ohio.
Very nice. Coming all the way down here to Texas, huh?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, why do you play the ACO?
Well, I walked into a room full of strangers that is now family, ACO family.
Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Hole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.
Well, what do you say, hole heads? Welcome to Taco Tuesday. It's a little bit. It's Taco Tuesday light, only because we lost about 125 pounds, and we'll get to him here in just a few minutes. I'm Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. Welcome to Taco Tuesday. We're going to recap Dallas. We're going to talk about what's coming up. We got some cool stuff at the end. If you are a fan of really cool places to play, wait till you see what we've got as we wrap things up. Whole Nation is out on a regionals tour, and I'll tell you something, this is something to see right here. So stick around to the very end of the episode. You're going to love it from Kirksey, Kentucky. But anyway, let's get things started here, and we'll get to the other half of the equation in just a moment. But first things first, you saw quite a bit of footage from the Dallas tournament. We're going to talk a little bit about that, about Big D, and about everything that happened in Grand Prairie, Texas. Thanks to the guys behind this stuff, you're going to see some changes coming up in our social media. But I'll tell you something, now might be a good time, because especially with what's going on behind me, which we're going to talk about in a moment as well, but it'd be a good time to spread the word about our YouTube channel. Smash the proverbial subscribe button. Hit that bell to get those updates as to when the content is going to be loaded. You will not be sorry. And again, keep your eyes on our socials for a brand new look. If you're following along on Facebook, I'm going to do my best. Todd Ernsberger, very first win. Let's go, Josephine. Absolutely. She crushed it. You saw her in the video there early on. Sing, good to see you, my friend. How about Tammy? Good to see you. We'll see you in Toledo. I don't know if I'm going to be in Toledo or not. We are going to be in Toledo? Did we decide we were going to be in? All right, we're trying to plan that out, so let's hope that that's the case. But to the clingers, yes, hello. If you're all watching on the YouTube channel, I can only barely monitor one at a time on my own without Vanna White over here to help me. So I'm going to keep an eye on Facebook tonight. But check this out. Whether you're on our Instagram or any one of our social platforms, keep an eye out on things. If you haven't signed up for the ACO push text, which is an opportunity for us to give you information that we think you need right at the literal end of your fingertips, make sure you do that. The number is 833-695-1318, 833-695-1318. Text ACO to that number, and then you will be registered and opted in. Then save it as ACO text. Put a little funny little picture or something on there, so when we send you stuff, you know it's us. Don't, at the end, if you press stop or text stop back, you unsubscribe. So if you don't have to worry about us continuing to follow up with message after message after message. When you get the message, that's the message. And you might get another one in 3 weeks or maybe 2 weeks if it's super important, or maybe 6 weeks. But the bottom line is we just pushed out last week's overview of the World Championships schedule. We're going to be adding things to the first few days before that, but the core schedule was pushed out in that text right at your thumb tip. So you should be able to check that out. It's also posted at AmericanCornhole.com. Also, keep an eye out on our YouTube channel because some of the Dallas Fast Pitch matches are coming. Some of those that we just had in Grand Prairie, Texas are going to be posted in a fast pitch style. We think you're going to dig that. That's always a fun way to watch a match. Great new look and feel to the website. Again, the world schedule is there, not only in an overview, but also with more specific times laid out. Again, that's the core stuff, Tuesday through Saturday. Monday is going to be a big fun day. Monday fun day, Manic Monday. Thank you, Bengals. Not Bengals, Bengals. Susanna Hoffs. And anyway, ruined a golf sock or two to her. But the bottom line is the schedule's there for you as well at AmericanCornhole.com. Our bag partners always a big part of what it is that we do here. In front of us, we've popped up gravity bags. We've got Luckies. These Luckies are cool right here in the middle in the front as well. The Ski Works, Haggard bags, and Gator bags. Love you guys. Can't wait to see you out, whether it's at the Pacific Northwest, East Coast, center of the country, Midwest, wherever it is. We love having you guys as part of it. And again, in these comments, too, make sure that if you're new to the ACO and you're looking for bags that might fit your game or just something that might be a good place for you to get started, throw a comment down here because somebody who's watching will absolutely have a bag reference for you and a company for you to check out or a style or a line of bags. So make sure that you do that. Craig Smith, good to have you on board from Scotland, my brother. Let's see, who else? Alan Ballard is on. Hey, from Gaylord, Michigan. He'll be in Toledo. Adam Cook, hope you guys are at Toledo. I'll be rocking out and hanging with the IMF team, no doubt. CBC Bags, Dylan, good to see you, my friend. And, so we got a lot of stuff to get to, as a matter of fact. But and just a quick reminder, too, we do different bag programs. We have the mystery grab bag. We have the highlighted bag of the day, all sorts of different stuff. But the one that I really is my favorite one of all the bag promotions that we do is the mystery grab bag that we do for early registration. So if you're one of the first 100 to register for an upcoming major, you've got a chance to win a free set of bags, just random ACO stamped and approved bags. If you're one of the first 50, however, to sign up for that major, you have 2 chances to win. And coming up in the Black Hills of South Dakota, how about Tanner Miller out of Wisconsin and Michael Mann out of Nevada? Michael Mann wins quite a bit of stuff, but you know how he wins? He plays. That's how he does it. So you guys are going to have your opportunity to grab bag a free set of 4 stamped and approved bags when you get to the Black Hills, and that's going to be big. Don't forget, early registration is still on for Toledo and Mobile. That ends this Sunday. If you're looking ahead, whether it's far north for the first time in Toledo or down south to Mobile, Alabama for our return, make sure that you get on and take advantage of the best pricing that you can. And also, when we send you these surveys, I know we talk about a lot of this stuff at the beginning of every taco, so I appreciate you putting up with this part of it. But it's very important as part of the organization, or if you're learning about the organization, that you know these things happen. We send out surveys because we want to be able to give to our partners in the cities that we go to some information about what you like, where you went, what you did, where you stayed, all that kind of thing. And when you fill those surveys out, we reward you with the upcoming benefits to a major of your choice as you move ahead. How about James McPhail from Wisconsin? He filled out the survey and he scored the bennies that come out of the Cedar Rapids major. So thanks, man. We appreciate you, James. Good stuff. So we'll talk about, again, before we get to the recap of Dallas, which is a good one, Black Hills, Rapid City this weekend. I would ask you this question, and this might be fun for the comments. You guys can play with one another or let me know in the comments. If you're going to be in Black Hills and for this major in Rapid City, there is a welcome bash, okay? It's at the Box at the Event Center where we're going to be hosting the major on Thursday. $500 purse, a free blind draw to come out. Appetizers will be served. I'm certain that there will be cold bevies in hand as well. So if you want to head out, I think it's registration at 5, bags fire off at 6. And if you're going to get into a gunslinging fight, no better place than the Black Hills and the home of Deadwood to do that. So that's Thursday night at the venue, 5 o'clock registration, 6 o'clock for you if you want to start throwing bags and have a good time. It should be big fun. But out in the Black Hills, you just saw there on the screen, it's the Badlands. We're calling it actually the Badlands Bash, the Welcome Bash. But you've got so much stuff going on, but not the least of which is a little thing that we like to call Mount Rushmore. And this would be the thing that I'll ask you. If you had a Mount, and I think we talked about this maybe in the past, but if you had a Mount Rushmore of cornhole, who would be on it? 4 heads carved into stone. We could do it 2 different ways. 4 classics for the people who you've seen play over the years since really the inception of cornhole as a sport when the ACO brought it to bear in 2005. Or would it be 4 of this season? So either way, throw your Mount Rushmore cornhole heads into the comment section. I'll be very curious to read some of these. Derek, good to see you from 157. Who else is in here? Alan Ballard says, hey, Cornslinger Bag Company, CBC has a bag. Every bag for every player. I'm not going to argue that because I have seen them on a lot of the top of the charts, and you'll see one again here coming up. My man, the Mississippi Ninja, he's going to be in the Black Hills, so make sure if he didn't pick you, you give him some shit if you win. But we also, speaking of which, we have the ACO News Network Ninjas that we're going to be recruiting here in a little while. So if you think you got what it takes to be one of those, stick around. Adam Cook, definitely. What do you say? Missed having you guys in Traverse City this year. Hopefully we can get at least someone to pull together a regional for the area going forward. Cooksy, what's up, my dude? Can't wait to see you, brother. Same with you. Hope your arm is doing well. Chris Clark says Matt Guy. Chris Clark also says Mike Schaefer. Margaret Barrett, God bless you. Did you see that one? Frank Finn, Eric, and Ryan LaBelle. Can you imagine? What an ugly carving that would be. Yeah, it's pretty good. LaBelle would be at the end going, hey, 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 to the other 3. Hey. Frank's monkey butt would be shining, the sunshine off his monkey butt would be bringing down planes. Yeah, it'd be the first ever Mount Rushmore selfie, just like that. Keep them coming. Don't forget Steve Vanderbilt. I think he means Vanderveer is my guess, but Vanderveer was a big name. Dustin Aaron says can't wait to see Mount Rushmore. Get into Deadwood if you can too. I don't know if Kevin Costner still owns the one casino in there, but I went in there back years ago when I went out to Sturgis for the motorcycle rally, and that was really kick-ass. There's cool stuff to see, the exact spot where Wild Bill was killed, which is always fun. But anyway, yeah, make sure that you share some of those pictures. What a picturesque part of the country. Blueprint, Jody, glad to have you on board. Appreciate you checking everything out. But anyway, don't forget, again, if you're going to Black Hills Thursday night at the venue, 5 o'clock registration, 6 o'clock bags start firing. $500 free entry for a blind draw. Should be big fun. We move on the following weekend, the first weekend of May, to Toledo and also to Mobile. And registration still available for both. Our first trip to Toledo, the Glass City, our return, if you want to head back to Mobile, you can do that as well. But if you want to get the best pricing, you got to do it by this Sunday. Or at least, I'm sorry, the early registration. Best pricing has now been pushed past that to Camp Margaritaville again, where you can get deals on slips, or if you want to Airbnb a camper, they can arrange to have that done for you. Check out all the information on the event page, and you can do that. Branson, on the backside of that, our final Pro Series skins, and that's going to be huge. A bracket of 16 is now going to become a bracket of 32, where it's going to be a very interesting format. The first 16 are going to get to pick. After frame games, they're going to get to pick their opponent out of 17 through 32. Going to be a big fun way to wrap up Pro Series skins. Punta Gorda, as always, the Gulf Coast Classic, going to be big fun. 3 days, split over 2 venues. Twisted Fork the first night, and that was a great Bagmaster quads setup. And again, Frank, I agree with him. We want to see what you, as bag manufacturing teams, decide to put your teams into. We might have an award for best group uniform, for lack of a better term, if you will. But we go from the Twisted Fork to the 4 Point Sheridan on Saturday and Sunday at TT's Tiki Bar. Again, all that stuff is done later in the day, so you have an opportunity to come in and experience the whole area in Punta Gorda. And that's what I'm hoping to be able to get to there. It's coming off the week where we have another very special event going on the weekend before, which I'm sure you'll see plenty of pictures of. But Punta Gorda, make sure you make plans to be there. It's a totally different kind of thing, and a $20,000 purse over the course of the weekend. Check all that out at AmericanCornhole.com. Now, we mentioned the fact that the Cornhole Dude is always out and about trying to find out where's the best place to be, where's the next place to be, where's the coldest beer anywhere in the country. He happens to be somewhere, and I thought I knew where, but it turns out I didn't. Well, it's so hard to find this guy sometimes. I never know where he's going to be. In fact, he's not even where I thought he was going to be. I thought he was still in Grand Prairie, Texas, but he's not. He's since come home to Cincinnati and is back out. Where are you now? Are you in Hawaii, Alaska? Where are you?
I'm out on the West Coast, baby. I'm out on the West Coast right now in the PNW, baby. Oh, but it's all good, dude. I'll tell you what, I coming back, from Dallas yesterday. First thing is, it was a long haul, as you know, Finn. You saw my Facebook post where, we got up at 4 o'clock in the morning after getting done with the tournament on Saturday, and had to wake my son up, grabbed a quick shower. We were on the road by 4:30 in the morning. Got home Eastern time at like 9.
And sundown.
Dude, and that's exactly it. I mean, I think you had a chance to see how cool the sunrise was.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I got home when the sun was coming down. So it was actually kind of a cool little moment. But I much would have preferred a 6-7 hour drive over the 16 that it took me with a little bit of traffic. But
yeah, but you know what? And we'll talk results here in a minute. But let's talk about the experience. I mean, obviously, Jonathan and his crew at Big D spearheaded everything at AJ's. But I mean, from the minute you got there, all the different things that you guys got to do. I know Max went with you, like you said. AJ's to talk, let's burn through as much as you can with the crew, and everybody was there, because every single thing that got sent back and the social media posts, we're trying some things a little different this week. I think you're going to get a little different vibe on it, but I can't wait to see some of these hit. But the stuff you were sending was gold.
Yeah, Finn, first of all, I cannot say enough thanks to Jonathan Starzinski with Big D. I mean, he really has been so instrumental. Number one, he's been dragging, and I don't want to say dragging, but he has. He's been pulling his players to come with him to places like Tulsa and Shreveport. And now we finally get one in his backyard, and he's bringing them out. And what I love about it is, we're starting to see more and more of these players from that region in the Dallas, the Fort Worth, where we were this weekend, Grand Prairie area, starting to compete. And I hope that my hope is, and my belief is, after talking to a lot of them, that they are actually having a good time. They're enjoying themselves. They're having a great experience. But no, I got to thank Jonathan Starzinski Starzinski, I'm sorry. He was on the live stream all weekend long, reminded me of Heinerman. But the only difference there is, Jonathan was doing a lot of commentating too, and he did a wonderful job of communicating and talking with people, who were chiming in on Facebook and stuff like that. So Jonathan and Big D, hats off. If you need some bags, definitely go check out Big D Bags, because he does a great job. But excited about the future because of him in that market, as well as Raymond and his son Jacob, two incredible folks. The facility that they have down there in Grand Prairie is, it might be on par with, very close, I was telling Raymond, on par with Tim Burnett's place out in Fresno, California. That's a really cool ACO hub out there in Fresno. But this space had AstroTurf space inside as you walk into. Now it's really interesting, Finn, when you go into this place, it's just kind of, you don't even know what to expect from the outside, but you walk in and it's like an aha moment. It's so cool, so beautiful, well lit, AstroTurf area. They've got a center court that, I mean, don't quote me on this, but I'm going to say it. But I think, they spent quite a few thousands of dollars on making that thing look as good as it does, because it looks amazing.
It's a permanent set too. It's a permanent
It's
set.
a permanent set
with permanent cameras, lighting, and everything. I saw the setups with the screens up behind the court, each court with the Scoreholio app projected up onto there, so the scores were in real time. I mean, everything looked really cool, and it reminded me a lot of Burnett's place as well. And I know this is very similar to the vision that you've always talked about, is building things like this out around the country. So AJ,
all over the country.
Cool. Plus, they had a pretty cool necklace that you got to wear if you won.
Dude, how about that? That was a brilliant idea. I love that. We're gonna take that from Raymond and those guys and do one specifically for the ACO in the future. I wanted to just say champ and have a little ACO logo on it, but those were so much fun for the winners to be. Some people just put them on for fun, but we were only putting them on the winners, as I think they do all the time there, and that was great. But AJ Sports there in Grand Prairie is an amazing little spot, and hopefully. The plan is we're going to be back there 2 more times next season, season 20, is we're going to try to get a good date in the fall, and then we're going to try to get a good date in the spring that works out for them. So exciting stuff, happening there. But a couple other people on the crew that I definitely want to thank is, our boy, Ryan LaBelle. He's not much for flights and all this other stuff. I can't remember if this is the first time he's flown in like a decade or something, but he jumped on it. I'm sure that's not exactly right, but jumped on a plane.
Got some good stories.
Got down to Dallas. He had all sorts of problems getting his car at first. He had to take a Uber or a bus ride 13 miles to get his. But then he finally got here, and we had a great time in the stockyards. My son Max drove with me, this long haul down, and he's a nice stout fellow, right? Sitting there in that shotgun seat. He wasn't a big fan of that, so he drove the truck a couple of times, but loved having him there and setting up. And that was the other cool thing about going into Raymond's place there at AJ Sports, is it was a fairly easy setup. I mean, we got done in like an hour and a half. We had to get all the boards humped to the right spots and set them up, but everything was already taped out, measured. It was just a matter of plunking the boards down. He already had drink holders around there, chargers for people to be charging up their phone. But Finn, you were talking to me earlier before we got on this thing, and I just have to share 1 or 2 stories about the actual event that took place. Is the second day, it was raining so hard, dude. It was raining so hard when we came in, we had to actually shut down 3 courts because of the rain. There was a couple drips in the facility that he'd never had drips before in the facility, and I felt like I was in Owensboro, Kentucky, that never has drips, but that finds a little drip right on our spot. But we worked through that, which was great by LaBelle, because we ended up, having 3 less courts a lot of the day, and he was able to pull this thing off really, really, really well. And then the other exciting thing is we had a taco truck that parked out front all Saturday. So even though it was pouring outside, people got to go outside and get their fixings. So, and this was a good one though, Finn, too, because it was bring your own. This is only the second one we now have, right? Bentonville, and now Grand Prairie at AJ Sports with the bring your own booze.
Yeah, and we reminded everybody beforehand it was $10 per day per person to come in, but it was bring your own food and beverage. And so that works out great. I think when you do the math, it averages out to be a sweet deal. And it was tight, and it looked like it was very intimate, and everybody was having a good time. All the videos I saw and everything so far, everybody was just, you might as well have been walking around with your arms around each other. So talk a little bit about that, because so many of the bits and pieces that I saw were players that were new to the ACO. Like you said, maybe they came in with Big D and through Jonathan and his crew, Grant and all of them, but other players that had just come around, they had just searched it out on maybe Scoreholio or somewhere, and they found us. It seemed like that, from everything I saw, they seemed like they're ready to come back.
Yeah, there was a couple that came in. I think they're dating. I assume they're dating, but or just good friends. But David and Vivian, David and Vivian were, one of the highlights for me for sure of the event because they were there celebrating his birthday. She had found this tournament, on social media and decided to buy some tickets to bring David down because he's a pretty good player. But he came in from Virginia for this thing.
Nice.
And she's got relatives or something down there. So they came in. That we had a blast with them. Matter of fact, she bought us some kind of, I can't remember the name of it, but I shared a picture of it with you. Some Korean drink that was delicious. It had a peachy flavor to it, a little bit of alcohol content. It was like 13%, Finn. It was pretty high content, but it was very, very, very good. But that was one group. And then just the whole guys from Kansas City, Magnum and his whole group,
I saw
that came down. He had another group of 12 or 13. He really travels well with his boys and stuff like that. So excited for what's going on, out there in Kansas, particularly because of the stuff that Magnum and stuff is doing out there. And then, Big D and Jonathan, you already mentioned it. He had his tent set up. He was selling his swag in his bags. And, he had probably 20 players, 25 of his players seemed to be mingling around all day. And I go back to saying, I think the majority of them had a great time. And it was great seeing those guys because they're all so good. And, I know you're going to talk about the results, and stuff later, but it was pretty cool and impressive to see that some of this Texas talent, coming in there because they did a really, really good job in the doubles. And then a lot of the ACO players that have been with us for a while did pretty good in the singles. So I kind of loved seeing a little bit of both, groups of players competing well against each other.
Yeah, no, it was great. And also the other thing that I noticed is a lot of them that might have been with us for the first or maybe second time all talked about the next place they were going to go, whether it was Toledo or whether it was Mobile or whatever it was. And definitely I'll see you at the Worlds. That was very cool to see as we gear up and churn towards season 20. New blood, new games, like we said, new names and new games is what we always want to see. And it seemed like they welcomed us with open arms and it looked like it was like one of these. So that was great. I saw your boy Ty with his cowboy hat on and he was all excited, all smiles. So it was good stuff. Josephina and a host of other familiar faces, but a lot of new faces. So that was very cool. So to sign off, any final messages for Big D or for AJ's or for Texas and the entire middle part of the country, anything you want to remind them?
You know what I need to say to those boys? Let's start pitching. Let's keep on pitching. All right. I love it, baby. Keep on pitching.
All right. Yeah.
But
and that's what's great when you're reaching out to find Waldo every once in a while. He's out on the left coast. He's probably, to be honest with you, right now in the middle of some sort of seminar or something. Last we spoke with him, he was on the elevator. But again, everything he said, exponentially times 100. What a great place AJ's was. What a cool spot. Jonathan and his crew. Congratulations, everybody. We got to meet so many new people. You'll get to meet so many new people as a result as well. Many coming to Toledo or many coming to some of the upcoming majors between now and the end of the season. Many coming to Throwensboro, you'll see as well. But during the break, not break, but while you were kind of catching up with Frank, we had a few more responses on the Mount Rushmore of Cornhole. And Heinerman and I were talking about this. There's different ways to look at it. The Mount Rushmore of Cornhole, the sport, Cornhole players, Cornhole dominance, old school versus new school. I like this. Tammy says Russell Tabers, Fergie, Craig, and Caleb. That would be probably your good, perfect combination of OG and your history. Can't forget Gino, says Sing Sing. Although I forgot what his last name is, from Illinois. So apparently you can forget. Matt Guy, Mike Schaefer, Brian Jones, Frank Geers, says Adam. Jonesy getting another, Joyce throwing another one down there for Jonesy. OTT's got that covered on the bag. Uniforms for Punta Gorda. Let's go. Let's see. Got to update the Bagmasters points. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and guess you're right. Chris Clark says they're updated. They weren't when I looked. Oh, this is an interior conversation. Anyway, bottom line, a lot of great Texas players. Hopefully everybody had a good time. Looking at those Mount Rushmore, I think this is interesting. The rain was biblical, says Harcrow. That's what I heard. It was insane. And Frank was talking to you a little bit about that. But just good stuff. The 15-year-old kid who did amazing announcing, he was good. Yeah, Jonathan had a couple partners in the booth to do some announcing with him, and that was fun. And I think that's something that we're going to continue to work towards, is getting different voices in there for different parts of the day. I've talked to the Mississippi Ninja. We're like, let's see who's got the chops. Tammy's one of them. We've talked to Stephanie about doing some stuff. I think Chris Seaton has mentioned being part of it. So as we look into season 20, we're going to be playing around with some different folks that can contribute to center court, because honestly, it's just supposed to be about having fun. I was of the mistaken impression at one point it needed to be like the Masters, and it's not. It's more like the Munsters is what I'm looking for here. But anyway, bottom line is a good time was had by all, I do believe. Look at these two handsome gentlemen behind me, and I'm going to tell you more about what's happening behind me here in a moment. But let's talk a little bit about results, and that's really what it's all about. Congratulations to our winners. CBC Bags, as I mentioned, you were going to hear more about them. They won the Bagmasters quads. Nicely done there. In the big blind draw, Kevin Daniel and Brandon Greger, Georgia and Texas, being represented. Lisa Hill and Nick Sample, they took down the co-ed doubles, and I don't know if you saw their picture. Big smiles all the way across the way there. So congratulations to Lisa and Nick. They won their first purple jerseys, respectively, between the two of them. Somebody else got a purple jersey this weekend, and it's their first one of the season. And this blew me away when I saw it. We'll get to it here in a moment. Juniors, get out of here. Mason Higgins, Alabama, get away. Come on. In seniors, I'm going to go ahead and guess this is seniors. Let me scroll up and make sure. Yeah. First purple jersey this season for Gary Ferguson. So this guy, I think he might be sandbagging a little bit. He might be playing a little bit under the radar and getting ready. You saw probably a bits and pieces of some time he spent with Frank, not just dancing around, but also talking about his game. He might be sandbagging, getting ready for the World Championships in Throwensboro. Women's, Josephina Ernstberger, Ohio, OHIO. And then Grant Upchurch and Chase Lester coming in and taking doubles out from under everybody. But that was not, if I'm mistaken, I think they also dominated in Tulsa, if I'm not mistaken. So not their first purple jersey, but Texas showing strong in the doubles. And how about, and I know Grant talks a lot about this guy, Gary Bearpaw, and this kind of completed the trifecta or the multifecta for Philip Barnett, the Mississippi Ninja. Congratulations to Gary Bearpaw. He grabs another badge for his purple jersey, the first purple jersey he won, I think. If I can go back far enough, I'm going to go back and see. It was way back early in the season. I don't know. Oh, you know what? He didn't win it in singles. I think he won it in, I don't know where. I was looking, but I can't find it. So the bottom line is, congratulations, everybody. Nicely done. The new Saturday format that we test drove in Shreveport Bossier seemed to go well. It'll be the Saturday format through the rest of the season and probably looking ahead. But now, speaking of looking ahead, how about the Black Hills? How about this Badlands Welcome Bash that happens Thursday at the venue, at the Box venue? How about Friday and Saturday competition? How about we tell you who's going to win? Or at least Phil tells you who he thinks is going to win. Get ready, it's windy.
Welcome to another episode of Time to Fail. I think the wind has never stops blowing here anymore. Anyway, we're headed to South Dakota this week, the Black Hills. That's right, the Black Hills. I'll be there. Can't wait to get there. So let's start out with women. I'm going to go with Kim Dice to take down this field, but watch out for Josephina Ernstberger. You know how well she's been playing. Took down Dallas last week. In juniors, I'm going with Adam Alessandro to take the juniors down. In seniors, Bob Howe to repeat, but watch out for Junior Williams. A couple others could win this field too. In co-ed, I got to go with Chad Kim, but watch out for Jack Harcrow. Justine Smith also. Well, Maggie Geiger and Wayne Rowell were in this field, and Maggie could also take down the women. I didn't mean to leave her out over there either. In doubles, I got to go with the team of Russell Tabers and Jerry Stallions to take down the doubles. And in singles, I'm going to go with Jack Harcrow, who likes to travel to these majors. I think he's won this one before, so let's go with Jack Harcrow. But watch out for Bob Howe and also Russell Tabers, who's been playing really well in singles. And that's going to be my picks this week for Time to Field. If you think I should pick you, prove me wrong.
Now, like I said, he didn't go out on a lot of limbs, but he hedged a couple of bets in there. He's had a couple of good weeks if you've been watching the results versus the Time to Fill picks. But as he always likes to say, and you can say it and show it right to his face out in the Black Hills this weekend, all you got to do is prove him wrong. And since you're in the Black Hills, so this is the one Heinerman says, the Mount Rushmore of cornhole in general. I think Frank needs to be on there, okay, because of whatever. But as far as players go, I think Matt Guy, easily. Randy Atha, Mike Schaefer, for his dedication and all the different things that he helped kind of mold within the ACO and cornhole in general. God rest his soul. And then this last one is interesting to me because you talked about Steve Vandiver. He obviously was a very good player as well. Maybe you carve in a fifth face on Mount Rushmore, but I would agree with you wholeheartedly on this one, not just because of results, but because of the man that he is. And I would say Eric Zockline. I would say easy for what he did. He was the first ACO King of Cornhole after Matt. I mean, what was he? Matt won the first 5, and then Easy was number 6. He and Isidro played an amazing match in that 6th King of Cornhole championship, and then battled again for 7 the following year. Isidro wins that one. But Matt Guy, Easy, Randy Atha, and Mike Schaefer, you can't go wrong. That's a pretty solid Mount Rushmore right there. Yep. So that's pretty good. What else do we want to talk about here? We all kind of made our picks. We're going to probably revise our dark horse picks moving forward. Whole Nation Shot of the Week returns soon. But we talk about video, and if you want to send videos and photos, taco at AmericanCornhole.com. Behind me, you've been watching the entire episode, what is called ACO TV. And you may be saying to yourself, what is ACO TV? I've never heard of this. We soft launched it, I don't know, a month ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to have explained to you by Frank here. Hang on one second. Because this is where we talk about becoming an ACO Network Ninja. All right. So what you're looking at here is a constant stream of ACO content. You turn it on, you can just throw it on up in the background, and it's good to go. The challenge is, where do you go have this put on? We talked to you about the YouTube channel. You can put the YouTube channel up on your screen during the course of a major and have it up, whether you're at the shack with LaBelle or wherever you are. If you happen to be somewhere, you can get it up there via YouTube. Now, the other thing that you can do is, if I can make this happen. Yeah, I can do this. You can go in anywhere you want that has internet connected TV, and you can bring up the YouTube channel. And this is where the ninja part of this comes from. And the reason that I'm telling you about it from Frank's seat is because he is always the master of the video content. But this is something I was talking about when I worked at the radio station. One thing that we would do is everybody that worked for us, our salespeople, our promotions folks, our jocks, everybody. One of the things that we said is, if you want to make an impression, you've got to saturate. You've got to be where the people are. The tour certainly does that. The opportunity to play throughout the country, from the Pacific Northwest to Texas, to the Northeast, to Michigan, down to Florida, Southern California, anywhere in between, certainly does that. But how about this? How about for ACO TV? What do? You want to be everywhere you can be. So any place that you go, moving forward, keep this in mind. We would go into Best Buy. We would go in, if you remember those, we would go into Circuit City, if you remember those. Any place that had stereos. And all of our people were instructed, because we were WEBN 102.7 FM. You would go in and surreptitiously, very quietly, go down every single radio that they had on for sample purposes, and you would dial them all into 102.7, and then you would turn them up just a little bit. And before you left, every stereo in the place was on 102.7, playing just loud enough for people to hear, but not loud enough for somebody to go, hey, what's that? We did a program where we gave boxes full of WEBN keychains to valet companies. So when they parked a car, they would snap an EBN keychain onto the owner's keychain and tune their radio to 102.7. Some people probably didn't care for that, but they certainly knew about us. Here's what we're telling you to do. The ACO News Network Ninjas. This is going to be you. Next time you're someplace where there's, internet connectivity to a TV, how hard is this to do? It's pretty simple. See this? The American Cornhole YouTube TV page? See that? Right there? That, my friends, is ACO TV. It always lives right there. You bring up YouTube/American Cornhole, you bring this up, you click on it, and then you pause it. Yeah, that's what I just did. And you go like this. Guess what? All of a sudden, you've got Doug Parker and Stuart Graham playing one another. And there are hours and hours and hours of matches. You might even be in one. And it rotates and it just keeps going. So if you want to have something on in the background at the bar, you want to have something on in the background at the party, you want to go in and put it up on a screen, I don't know, in a Best Buy, go ahead. As long as they got internet connectivity, all you have to do is go to that YouTube channel that I told you earlier about to subscribe to, and that's all you have to do. And take a selfie of yourself doing it. If you are out there being an ACO News Network ninja, send us a picture. We want to see you doing it. We'll give you credit where credit is due. Send it to Taco at AmericanCornhole.com. So, on behalf of Frank, here's the Cornhole Dude, who would normally be sitting here running all of the technology. I'll go back to my normal seat because I think, if I'm not mistaken, that pretty much wraps it up. We've shown you how to do it. You know how to bring YouTube up on a screen. You can throw it up there from your phone. If you don't, we'll create a video to show you how to do it. But now you know, go to American Cornhole on YouTube/American Cornhole. You bring up ACO TV and it rolls. And more content and more great matches just keep getting added to it. Oh no, I left my refreshment over there. There we go. That's pretty much it for tonight. I can't believe it's gone 45 minutes. Let's see some comments here before all of this. Oh yeah, AT Klinger. I feel like I can ninja out. There's no doubt. I have a feeling every TV in Kentucky is going to be set to this before midnight tonight. Let's see. What other comments? I want to make sure I get all the comments in here. Let's get some new material on there ASAP. So somebody's already been checking it out, which is good. Yeah, we'll roll through. I forgot about Texas will be added this week. Texas will be added this week. That's good. Good news. Some brand new stuff. And that's the fun thing, is it'll start rotating through. Some old stuff will go away. Some new stuff will come in. We do have a very cool piece that we want you to watch here in just a couple of moments, because Whole Nation has done a great job getting out to regionals. And this is really something from Kirksey, Kentucky. We'll run for you here in a moment. AT, the gauntlet's been thrown down. Let's see those pictures of you when you're out there getting us up in the gorilla presentation of the ACO TV. Thoughts and good vibes out to the Box family, Johnny and Missy. Just found out about what was going on this week, but all the best to you guys. It is a family after all. So before we say goodnight, I am Finn, the loudmouth for the ACO. He is Frank Geers, the Cornhole Dude, and nothing would remind you better of what he's about to tell you than what we're about to show you, and that is with Russell Tabers, Kirksey, and the entire super regional as seen through the lens of Whole Nation. There's no better reason to stick around for the next handful of minutes than this as a reminder to keep on pitching.
We're here at Russell Tabers Corndominium. It's over 10,000 square feet, 4 big screen TVs, professional sound system, dedicated Wi-Fi, men's and women's bathrooms, and this all for the West Kentucky Regional Cornhole Tournaments. Let's check it out. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but you can't hear anything. The whole place has been soundproof, professionally soundproofed. Let's go. Whole Nation's Bring It Home has brought us here, literally in the backyard of our guests. Well, I guess we're your guests. Russell Tabers and his lovely wife, Cherish. Thank you guys so much for having us out here at, well, what do you call this place?
Everybody says Barndominium. I don't know.
It is exactly that. Now, Russell, we're here because you are a Woody recipient. You are an ACO certified official. And you kind of run the West Kentucky Cornhole group, don't you?
Yeah. We originally started with 4 people, and still two members are still here. Me and Stan are still here, and that's been around for a while. Been around since 2010, I think.
And you loved it so much that you decided to build your house into this for playing cornhole.
Just the convenience has been, it's been great.
How often do you guys do tournaments?
We do every week, and unless we have a weekend, then we don't do that week. But, it's a second family. Playing cornhole is about family when it's all said and done. That's why you go to them big tournaments. The points are fun to chase. It's fun to see where you'll finish, but when it's all said and done, it's like going to a family reunion without having to actually see family, which is good,
Cherish, you explained this to me. I heard a little bit through the grapevine that you do all the cooking and all the food and everything.
We have a little tiki bar set up, and our kids will take orders. Sometimes I'll take orders, it just depends. And then we do like tater tots, which that's what everybody talks about is tater tots. They all want tater tots. I do barbecue tater tots.
And where do we put that order in?
And the sriracha wings.
Sriracha bourbon wings, yeah, homemade sauce.
You make your own sauce? During your normal regionals, how many sets of boards do you have set up throughout the courts here?
We keep 9 sets out all the time. Unless we have an archery thing, which is my kids, they shoot archery in the building also. They stay set up all the time. The Urbans, they call it the mini major.
It's not that many.
Yeah. And then Hargrove, Jack Hargrove, he calls it Tabers Dome. That's what he calls it. He was asking what people call
Tabers
it.
Dome.
I always called it his cornhole mansion.
Yeah. So if somebody has not been here before and they want to find out how they can get some information about coming to one of your regionals, I keep wanting to go back to majors.
If they just want to see what it's about, kind of see the layout and all that stuff, the Facebook's really the best way. But the tournaments are all listed on Scorehole, and it's the easiest way to follow it.
Well, I appreciate you guys having us out for this event, and it sounds like it's going to be a blast. Let's get this party started.
West Kentucky Cornhole World's Whole Nation!
Russell, I see all these blue raffle tickets that everybody's walking around with. What's going on with these?
Well, we're going to do a 50-50 for St. Jude. It's just kind of one of the things we believe in a lot, and then we're also giving away 85 t-shirts. The first 85 to register, we're going to give them away. Ethan's Inc. here at Murray, he's a local t-shirt maker, but he sends them out everywhere. My OTT guy, Adam, has come up with some bags. They'll have Whole Nation and West Kentucky on them. We're going to do some bag raffles and give some bags away.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the winning ticket number is, last 4 digits, 5059. All right, yeah. Every dime of it. Yes, sir. All right.
So Russell, at this tournament, you're doing a little something different with the payouts. What is it?
That's correct. Every division will have something added to it. Starting out with juniors, we're going to do some gift baskets and some gift cards.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool. What else you got going on?
Your co-ed, your seniors, your women's, we'll add $100 to all that on top of the 70% that we already pay out.
Ooh-wee, that sounds good. Well, what else are you going to do?
Our first big division will be your doubles, and we're going to add $1,000 on top of the 70% that we're doing with it also.
$1,000? You got to be kidding me! What else you doing?
Singles, same thing. We're going to do another $1,000. We're going to add that to singles on top of the 70% we already pay out.
$1,000? No way! Well, Russell, this sounds like you have put this thing together and it can't get any more exciting.
Oh, we're not done.
What do you mean?
At the end, we're going to do a blind draw. For everybody that stays, we're going to add $500 to that also on top of the 70%.
Hey, I'm Martina Belge. I am at the Kirksey Regional today with Whole Nation, and I just won the women's regional tournament with 14 women and double dipped Ashley Irvin.
There you go, X. There it is. Can I get that out there? All proceeds go to St. Jude. Thank you, young man. Last four numbers. And it's drawing. 5041. What we got? Did we get out here, man? 5041. 41. Yep. We have a winner.
My man, give me a hug. Give me a hug. I get the OTT best bags in the business.
Show them off.
Best bags in the business
Whole
right
Nation.
here. Whole Nation. He ain't getting thrown, baby. He's gonna be a trophy.
Craig, you're king of cornhole. You could go to any regional in the country and play at their tournaments, but you choose to come here at Russell Tabor's. Why?
Well, Rich, I'll tell you why. The reason I am a king of cornhole, I believe, has a lot to do with Russell Tabor's regionals. You look around at any regional, yes, this one's special, but all of the time you've got 8 out of the top 10 players typically playing at Russell Tabor's regionals. You come here for the competition, you come here because the tournament's ran fluidly. Everything about it's just great.
There you go, straight from the king of cornhole's mouth to your ears.
We're out here at West Kentucky Cornhole in Kirksey, Kentucky with over 80 people, and 8 of them was in the juniors division, and I took it down.
I'm Mark Smothers from Buffalo, Kentucky, playing in Kirksey, Kentucky today. Just won seniors, and I wish my wife was here to see it. OTT.
All right, we're here in Kirksey, Kentucky at Russell Tabor's house, literally in his backyard, and I'm here with Adam Gilbert, the owner and operator of Over the Top Cornhole, right?
OTT, baby.
You made these, matter of fact, didn't
I
you?
may have. Me and the wife may have partaken in making those.
Well, that's a beautiful design. I don't know, where'd you come up with that?
Man, I don't know this little group. I know, they do some good things for people, and I decided, maybe they got a good looking bag. They really did all the work. They really did all the work.
Speaking of doing some good things, you are specifically doing a good thing with these bags. Can you explain to everybody what it is we're doing here?
This is for a great cause, St. Jude. Russell's always doing extra stuff. All of West Kentucky Cornhole's always doing special stuff.
So 100% of the
100% of proceeds from raffle tickets. So it's not per set, just as many raffles as they can sell. Go to it, 3 sets, all a little different, all with both logos, Western Kentucky and yours, and go to St. Jude Children's Hospital.
Great thing that you're doing. I appreciate everything that you do.
Awesome.
Especially out here in Russell Tabor's backyard.
I love it.
Thanks.
Big backyard.
Big backyard.
My name is Jaden, and I like to party.
There we go. 5023.
Got it.
All right, this is Chris Norris. I'm from Buffalo, Kentucky. I'm Mark Smothers. We just won the doubles together. And That's twice today I've been here. So good job, my little boy.
I just want to say thank you to all my sponsors and all the people who make this possible. My wife is one of my biggest ones. I mean, she allows me to go out and play all over the country and allowed me to build a house just for stuff that we do like this. And then I had my little brother, A&K Construction. He's one of the big sponsors, and RT, my company. We had a t-shirt company out of Murray, Eli, and then Tracy Gregory's Plumbing. They do a lot of work down towards Bowling Green and do great work. And OTT, they've sponsored me all year, and great bags. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better sponsor. I mean, he takes care of you. He makes sure you got what you want, and a fun dude to be around. So it just makes it all possible, and we appreciate Whole Nation being here and coming out. And I mean, it's made a big, nice regional, and everybody's enjoyed it.
Thanks for joining us on this Whole Nation's Bring It Home from Kirksey, Kentucky, which some call it the mini major. And remember, the next regional we're at may be yours. We'll see you down the road. Hi, I'm Rich Pyle, the host of Whole Nation, where we share everything this cornhole and a lot more. Follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and catch our new videos every Wednesday at 7. And remember, whether it's sticky or slick side down, bring it.